Looking forward to celebrating, right, this holiday weekend with some sunshine, hopefully.
I mean, thankfully we do have a lot of sunshine, but that does mean you're going to have to be careful with the intense heat. I know a lot of folks heading out to the beach, maybe going to the zoo, a live look from the giraffe cam. A lot of folks out there right now, they're typically doing the live feeding, so that's why the giraffe's currently off screen. Temperatures right now heating up quick. Already 91 here in Houston, 89 out in Hobby, 87 out in Brenham. Factor in that humidity, we are feeling close to 100 across the board. Most of us feeling like 99. If you're in Sugar Land, find yourself a swimming pool this weekend. After school today, temperatures are going to continue to stay hot, 94 degrees, feeling like 101. Right now, we've just got some patchy cumulus clouds, but as we go through the day today, we're actually going to see those clouds decrease. Take a look at our future track. Clouds are going to decrease north of I-10, giving us more sunshine, but it's possible once we get to the evening commute, Zach, 1 or 2 thunderstorms not out of the question. Rain chances ramp up towards Memorial Day, but I've got that full forecast coming up.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. Are traveling, whether it be by road or by air, people are going to want to hear what you have to say, Miss Brown.
And I'll tell you what, there's some locations that are going to be tricky to get to. Let's start with right now. If you're flying out today, things currently look pretty good across the airports. The only delays we're seeing, moderate delays out at Miami's airport there. As for the next few days, we are tracking some trouble, mainly going to be in the Central Plains. Now, this is May. Late May is when we expect to see a lot of trouble here as cold fronts push through. So Oklahoma into Nebraska and Kansas, that's where we're going to see the biggest delays both today and even as we head into the day on Saturday. Now, the system that's going to mess with travel there is actually going to be impacting us here as well. Take a look at this low pressure system in Colorado. This will help bring with it some of those thunderstorms. So this afternoon, isolated storms not out of the question here in southeast Texas. Going to be a bit more aggressive out in Oklahoma. And then watch as this low drops to the south. This is going to bring the storms across Texas this weekend. So starting off Saturday, we're going to be cloudy and humid. You can see winds coming from the Gulf as we go through the day. By the afternoon, perfect for the pool here on Saturday. You can see more storms impacting areas like Lubbock and Dallas. And then on Sunday, the storms really start to line up out to the west. Now, here in the Houston area, our Memorial Day weekend not looking to be a washout. And in fact, things have been trending more dry. Saturday starts with mostly cloudy skies, but by the afternoon, mostly sunny conditions. Perfect for the pool. Sunday, a 20% chance of a few spotty showers, especially north of I-10. Monday, conditions will start to be more favorable for heavy rainfall. I do want to stress, if you're heading out to the coast, Galveston, the beach, it's looking more than likely that you're going to stay completely dry because this system is coming in from the north. You can see that frontal boundary starts to stall out to our north, so we can still see some coastal streamer showers, but the heaviest of the rainfall is going to be up towards Dallas and Oklahoma City. This time of year, it's so rare for cold fronts to actually pass through southeast Texas, which is why I'm trying to stress our far northern areas like Madisonville, Bryan College Station. That's where you have the highest likelihood of heavy downpours, at least for the holiday. Now, as we go into Tuesday morning, we are going to see this front drop closer into our region. That's going to bring the possibility for heavy rain showers, especially on Tuesday morning. The severe risk on Monday is going to be staying mainly to our north. So areas like Bryan College Station, Madisonville, even as far south as Conroe and Brenham, be aware you could see an isolated strong storm. Don't cancel your parties, just have an indoor option. Both days we'll also be monitoring for a much more typical summer pattern.
More seasonable, yeah.
Yes, and we need the rainfall, so it's not all bad.
It's that trade-off we've been talking about for a few days now. It's almost here. Good stuff, Caroline. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Okay, check this out. We'll be heading down to Galveston Island. Caroline Brown, it looks pretty packed behind you, and we know those. You know, we grew up thinking and being told the water is not your friend.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dangers that present themselves in the water. One of the big ones is going to be the possibility for rip currents. So please educate your kids about rip currents. Remember, you want to be swimming along the shore to get out of them and just stay calm. Always best to be swimming by a lifeguard. Right now on the island, folks starting to set up a bit. You can actually see the seaweed out there as well. We've been talking quite a bit about that. As for this weekend on the island, well, it's actually looking pretty nice. It is going to be warm. It's going to be humid, but hey, that's what the beach is for. Saturday, 87, 86 on Sunday. It is possible we can see an isolated thunderstorm or two, but if you do get caught in a shower, know that it's going to continue to push on by. We're not expecting anything widespread to be staying by the coast. Future track this afternoon showing the sunshine starting to really come out. At the heat of the day, we are going to see some pops of thunderstorms. This is what you can expect pretty much every single afternoon. Nothing severe, no flood risk today or tomorrow, but isolated storms certainly are going to be possible. Of course, we're going to talk much more about that extended forecast coming up.
Okay, looking forward to it. Caroline, thank you. Your eye doctor can add UV protection to your old sunglasses. So if you have old sunglasses that they're like your favorite pair, but they don't have that UV protection, they can add that protection to those frames. And a heads up about those sun protective clothes. You know how we all have them, right?
My baby has them.
Your baby has them.
Yeah.
Fishermen wear them oftentimes. They have that UV protection. Get this, the more you wash them, the less protection you actually get from them. So just be mindful of that. But, you know, oftentimes you're wearing them outside, you're sweaty, you want to throw them in the wash because they're maybe a little smelly, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's a good tip. That's a good tip to stay up to date with it, especially because this weekend, I think a ton of folks are going to the pool.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where I'm going to be tomorrow. In fact, if you are heading out to the pool even today, take a look at our pool party forecast. Definitely make sure you slather.
Where's this pool? I want to be there.
Sunscreen. I know.
Was this one of your creations?
This is one of my creations.
Absolutely, I knew
Temperatures gonna be climbing though. 92 by 2 by 4 o'clock, 94 degrees. Factor in the humidity, feeling like 102. Now, we are seeing mostly clear, but we also do have a chance for rain showers today. Take a look at our future track. As we head into the afternoon, the sunshine really expected to come out by 3, but then at the heat of the day, we'll start to see a few storms blossoming, only about a 10% chance of seeing an isolated downpour, but if you get one, it can feel rather intense. It can quickly bring lightning strikes, loud thunder. All of this, though, will be tapering off by 9 o'clock this evening. As for the next 3 days, well, temperatures going to continue to stay sunny with high temperatures in the mid-90s. Sunday, a 20% chance of showers and storms, just slightly increased from Saturday. Monday, a 40% chance. Now, most of these storms do look like they're going to be staying well to our north, at least the widespread storms, and that's because it's associated with a frontal system. Take a look at our future track. As we go through the day on Saturday, a few coastal showers possible, and then into Sunday, really our far northern county is going to see the heaviest of the showers. Along the coast, isolated sea breeze type showers, and then watch as we head into Monday. You can see this system moving in from the north and the west, bringing with it some heavy storms to Dallas on Memorial Day. These will be dropping their way to the south, which means late Monday into Tuesday, the heaviest of the storms starting to work their way in. Certainly by Tuesday morning, we are expecting some more heavy downpours to be working its way into the area. Now, if that front doesn't continue to push through, areas along I-10, you might stay totally dry. But what we can tell you with certainty is there is going to be a severe weather risk with some of these thunderstorms on Memorial Day, especially the farther north you go. So as far south as Conroe, Brenham, stay weather aware. If you hear a thunderstorm, leave the pool, head inside to a sturdy structure. Flash flood risk also in place. And this is mainly because with the amount of moisture in our atmosphere, any thunderstorm can quickly drop 1 to 2 inches of rain. And by the way, it is going to continue to be rainy as we go through the upcoming week. Now, this is not a washout. This is hit or miss storms, but it means you need to plan on extra time and just have that radar handy. Rainfall forecast.
Get ready. Now is the time to prepare.
Exactly.
Okay, Caroline, thank you. It's a holiday weekend. A lot of folks looking to open those pools if they haven't already.
And it's a great weekend to open up the pool.
Yay.
In fact, even today, it's going to be a hot one, but that's why you want higher than previously forecast.
Okay, we will take it. Caroline, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us for the news at noon. Coming up next is Houston Live. We'll see you back here at 3 o'clock. Have a wonderful afternoon.
And unfortunately, they're going to have more chances for that this weekend. Now, thankfully, here in Southeast Texas, we are forecasting rain, but nothing like that. In fact, most of our days are going to look like what we have right now. Down further inland, rain showers have begun to pop up. In fact, if we turn our radar over the last 1 hour loop, I want to first draw your attention to what's happening in far northern Harris County. Take a look at this just south of the Woodlands near Tomball along the Parkway. Charterwood, we're starting to see some downpours near Klein, but we're also tracking more showers closer to the coast. So isolated downpours further inland. But then if you look down towards Freeport and Port Lavaca, we're starting to see some thunderstorms push their way on shore. As we go through the afternoon, more streamer showers possible, really just between now and 8 p.m. Let me show you what that looks like on our future track. Thunderstorms popping up isolated inland. Now, if you do get a thunderstorm, it's going to feel intense. Frequent lightning strikes, heavy downpours, but we're not anticipating anything severe, no big flood risk. And our timeline for storms really between now and 8 p.m. Once we get to 9 o'clock, everything starts to taper off. And then we're going to be dry at least through most of the day tomorrow, which is excellent news for all of our high school graduates. Temperatures tomorrow climbing into the mid-90s. Factor in the humidity, feels like the lower triple digits. So a warm and humid day, but thankfully rain chances, those are going to stay at bay. You will notice winds a bit on the breezy side, so be careful with those graduation caps. As we go through the weekend, rain chances are going to start to increase by Sunday. A 20% chance of isolated showers. Monday, rain chances up to 30%. Now, this is actually lower than what we were previously forecasting because it looks like a lot of these storms are actually going to stay well to our north. Let me show you what that looks like. As we go into Sunday, you'll see some of those streamer showers by the coast. But look, the heavier thunderstorms staying further to our north as a front goes stationary. This is Labor Day at noon. You can see most of us actually totally dry. No problems for your pool parties. But if you're heading up towards Dallas, Fort Worth, heavy thunderstorms are expected. Now, eventually this front will be dropping to the south. Right now, the timeline looks to be during the day Tuesday. If that's the case, that would keep Memorial Day more dry. Tuesday more wet. You can see by midnight on Tuesday those storms starting to drop from the north. That's going to be impacting our far northern counties first. Now before we get there, we are going to be having a very hot weekend. You can
plans for about 30-40 minutes.
Exactly.
Caroline, thank you. Coming unofficial start to summer.
I mean, the unofficial kickoff, but I think a lot of folks are thinking pool this weekend. Yeah. And for good measure. Let me show you that pool forecast. Of course, the more comfortable it's going to be, but do be careful. Between now and 8 p.m., we do have the possibility of seeing isolated thunderstorms. In fact, on our Storm Tracker 2 radar, there's 2 areas we're tracking. The first one I want to bring you to, that's going to be down towards Matagorda Bay, Palacios. You can see this thunderstorm flared up, and now it's starting to taper down. This is what we call a popcorn storm, and we see a lot of these over the summertime. They quickly intensify, and then they quickly taper down. And that's exactly what I expect to happen with this storm that's formed near Charterwood, just to the west of Spring. It started to intensify, but now we're seeing it decrease in strength. Now, one thing to watch with this storm southeast of Tomball is that it really hasn't moved a lot. So it is possible that we can see some heavier downpours, maybe some minor street flooding. Future Track is going to show you those thunderstorms possible between now and 8 p.m. this evening. After that, we're going to be drying out, and we are expected to be mostly dry as we go into the day on Saturday. In fact, take a look. Tomorrow, only a 10% chance of rain, 94 degrees, 94 on both Sunday and Monday. But we're going to start to see rain chances increasing. Now, not a washout by any means, but if you are further towards the north, you have a higher likelihood of seeing those thunderstorms. So let me show you that future track. You can see that system starts to move in from the north. By Sunday, we'll start to see more of those streamer showers impacting the coast, and then we'll start to monitor this system to our north. So if you are heading up to Dallas, Fort Worth for Memorial Day, certainly we are expecting some heavy thunderstorms possible. These will start to drop to the south late Monday into Tuesday. Now, timing can speed up, but right now it looks like most of Memorial Day is just hit or miss storms. Once we get into Tuesday, this system starts to drop in from the north. That will bring more widespread thunderstorms and unfortunately also a flood risk for us here in southeast Texas. Now, That's mainly going to include our far northern areas, Huntsville, Madisonville, Brenham, Bryan, College Station. But anywhere we see a thunderstorm, we can quickly see street flooding. Also, Monday evening into Tuesday, we have a minimal risk for severe weather, so please stay weather aware. Rain. I know, me too.
Caroline, thank you. All right.